Hello and welcome to Mark Reed's stream. And today we're doing AIMBOT again. That's what we do today. And I'm feeling good today. I actually had a fantastic time, and welcome to everybody. I had a fantastic time last night. I went into a praises room, and I want to talk about like I think I do want to call that like one of the most toxic places on YouTube. Like its level of toxicity is above and beyond what you would consider normal. Quite frankly, it's pretty heinous. I think in going in there, what was amazing to me was sort of these Christians who, sort of tell everybody they're humble and have no sort of no sort of privilege, and that they're humble and they take things sort of very humbly and turn the other cheek. um it kind of is really, really weird because they're sort of talking about how like they're the true Christians, and their level of privilege to be able to sort of say they're special and they've got this thing, and why don't you see it our way kind of thing is just incredible. Their lack of empathy with people is incredible. Hello, Big Bad Mama. Helen Nanalu. Good evening. Sparrow is pretty nice. Yeah, Sparrow is nice. There's two people in there. There's Sparrow and Olive. And Olive, I don't know how her train of thoughts runs. And I'll put up this video. It is like 3 hours long. It's a long video. I got to trim it down because some of their antics just need to be taken out, kind of thing. Like some of their antics need to be edited out. They're just you know people being petty and childish. So I've got to trim it down and sort of take out the real nonsense from it. Well, not their usual nonsense, but the nonsense where they're just showing a picture of raging atheist and making him talk, kind of thing. It's just childish, immature, and attacking people just for attacking them. But the amount of toxicity coming out of this room, and they're sort of holding their heads high as the good and morally just Christians is just insane. Like, it's insane. The amount of hate and vitriol coming out from them is totally insane. But the yeah, just they pick on other races, they pick on trans people, they're such bullies and horrible people. And yet the guy who runs the room prays. I'm going in against him for a morality debate coming up, and he runs like one of the most immorally bad rooms that are so toxic. And admittedly, he doesn't talk much while I'm on there, but sort of this picking on people and dismissing other Christians as not being Christians, and sort of dismissing everybody as heretics, and they joke about it, but that's exactly what they do. They minimize people. They put them in the trash. Basically, they're heretics who deserve kind of thing, all this stuff. I mean, I was talking to one guy, the Kevin that you mentioned, Big Ben. Oh, hello, Caterpillar. So good to see you. Much love. I was talking to one guy, Kevin, and he was sort of arguing for that the people of America should have tanks and bazookas and landmines. And I know, Kata. Like, I get you. I think I don't think they would when they meet you. I think that they are ignorant, and religion has sort of sort of made them sort of it's made that their sense of morality is warped, kind of thing. it's so hard to um, it's so hard to um, think about. No, no, it's fine, Caterpillar. It's perfectly fine, Bug. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm with Big Bad Mama. They'd have to go through me first. Absolutely. And the world's changed. They're not the like Christianity just doesn't hand down what everybody should do anymore. That time's over. It's done. They don't get to determine what other people's lives are anymore. I'm sorry. That's just the way the world works. They're not the power they used to be when we were ignorant anymore. And no, they're not, gonna take action against trans people. Absolutely not. But I think it's important to point this out that there is these centers of extreme toxicity out there. And and don't forget, Caterpillar, most Christians don't agree with them. Most Christians would fight for you. Let's not lump all of them in the same boat. This is a bunch of very, very fundamentalist, very, very extremist, um, religious zealots that um, it's just I wanted to mention it. Just they brag about sort of being meek while thinking they're special and and somehow a unique and special people kind of thing. It's baffling, to be honest with you, completely baffling. So that's what I encountered, and I will post that. As I said, I just have to edit it, so some of the more childish and stupid antics aren't in there, because they can get pretty downright dumb, to be quite honest with you. But what do you do in that situation? How do you reach a fundamentalist like how do you reach one of those people that is absolutely fundamentalist kind of thing? um I often think, is there any hope for these people to stop saying, well, I'm special, I've got God, so everything I think is absolutely morally right, no matter what the circumstance? Like, is there any hope for people like that? Is there any hope that you'll sort of get through, hey, not everything is, sort of your book's designation on stuff. You don't have to listen to that. You can meet people who are in these communities, and they're not the monsters you think they are. And I kind of, they're just part of our people. They're part of humanity. They're part of our society. They're productive members of society. They're people who people love them. They love people. I feel sorry for them in a way. They sort of cut themselves off from the greater human experience because their book says these people bad. Why? Maybe your book's not right. There was a flat earther on there at the start arguing that it's right because if you check the Bible, it says the earth is flat. It's contrary to all intelligent thought. Like, why would you just go with what a book says? It's crazy, team. But anyway, I will upload that. What else have I got coming up? Tomorrow, or tomorrow night, I guess, for some people, I've got a debate against Whitsett. Now, Whitsett he's an interesting guy. I've often thought that he is 100% sort of just trying to get money out of flat Earth. So I've got a flat Earth debate against Whitsett. I've been told that, hey, he's just sort of very, very religious, and so he's doing this because he's religious, not because he's trying to make money. I'm not sure where I stand on this, to be honest with you. I still kind of think that he just wants to make money, because if he was uber religious, I don't know, there's places where he is quite obviously knowingly lying about what he's saying, knowingly so. He knows that that's a lie. He knows that he's saying something that isn't true, and he's just saying it anyway to try and win the argument or convince people that the earth is flat. He knows. So it's hard for me to believe that he's very religious, because the whole idea of Christianity is to not bear false witness, kind of thing. So um, yeah, I don't know. I think the jury's still out on that one. I've had somebody that knows him pretty well that sort of says, and they're a globe earther. They know him sort of just from talking on um um thing. But Witz's thing is word salad. He says a lot and it means nothing. Like it literally means absolutely nothing. Um, he really does just say, the integral part of the tangent to the, sort of the aperture relationship between space. Like he just throws out words. They don't mean anything. Nothing is actually, learnt by any of them. They just words. So um yeah, it all you have to do is really ask him to present his sort of mathematical calculations of these concepts that he's throwing out, and he'll get mad because he doesn't want to actually back up what he's saying with any, like, he'll sort of stir up these concepts, but what he's not doing is quantifying the concepts. He's not sort of saying um anything that is meaningful at all. It's just words. Oh, hello, James and James Wolf, James Appison. All the James are in the house. So good to see you. Um, and I did also apply for monetization. I don't know if it's coming up yet. I don't know. I don't really care that much, to be honest with you. But yeah. So that's a big event. I've passed 1,000. I applied for monetization. It may have kicked in, may not have. Don't really care that much, but you may be able to join as a member. I have no idea. Look, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. But today we're doing AIMBOT. So am I morally bankrupt or them? So we're going to go through situations on Am I the Arsehole on Reddit and apply a secular humanist approach. Basically, who is causing bad things for people's well-being, and see if we can determine who's morally bankrupt. Wow, I need to get my screen up. What am I doing? Whoop. Present. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've got going on. I've also got a morality. As I said, I'm debating one of the people I was in the uh, the chat room with. So well, that's not what I'm after. Okay, there we go. Um, so yeah, I'm debating praise I am on morality on the 29. You're going to apply a Zoroastrian approach. What exactly is a Zoroastrian approach? Big Bad Mama. Join option not showing, but soon. Oh, okay. Well, it's not that important, James. It's just I was just more curious whether it had come up or not, whether super chats had come up or not. I applied. Apparently I'm in the partner program. It may take a while. It may not. It's really not a problem. Hi, Zifa. I'm sorry, Zissifer. Zissifer. It's no big deal. So for those who haven't joined us before, we're going through Am I the Arsehole on Reddit, looking to see whether who's right, who's wrong, who's morally bankrupt, who is good. I will run a poll. I had never seen these before at all. Like, so these are absolutely new to me. I've never seen them. So my reaction is as good as yours. It is kind of exciting. I mean, yeah, it's kind of exciting. I don't know. I just yeah, I'm not going to sort of kill myself over it. It's fine. It's fine. Um, so first off, I'm Maleficent, of course, yes, from Disney, or rather. Wasn't that the witch from Sleeping? I want to say Sleeping Beauty. I want to say Sleeping Beauty. Am I the asshole for reporting my classmates for joking? Am I the asshole for reporting my classmates for joking that I have pretty privilege? Okay. Probably not. I mean, that's a bit of a horrible thing to say to somebody. I'm female 23 and one of only the few female students in a male-dominated course, probably university. Yeah. Furthermore, I am at a highly prestigious university and I haven't really gotten along with the guys on my course. They're all very competitive and I just don't really enjoy their company. Everything turns into a pissing contest, yeah, and they definitely take me less serious because I'm a woman. I stopped interacting with them beyond the mere minimum and choose to hang out with other people. Anyway, I did well in our recent exams. I topped 2 out 4. I topped 2 out 4. I topped 2 out 4. Anybody know what that means? Oh, thank you. Thank you, James. I really am not. Oh, we have super chats. Calicia 789. Thank you so much. Super chats work. Wow. All right. Well, you can't join, but super chats work. All right. Would you look at that? They do work. Wow. All right. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Caterpillar. Wow. All right. I look, if I miss any, please tell me. Like seriously, I this is my first time doing super chats. I feel like a babe in the woods. Babe in the woods. Anyone know what 2 out 4 means? I topped 2 out 4. Surely. Oh, she had 4 exams and she was the top of the class in 2 of them? Okay. Our professor congratulated me during class. I wouldn't have advertised this myself. Ever since then, my interactions with a specific group of male classmates have gotten weird. They're now outright rude and challenge me aggressively in class discussions. We recently had some presentations, and one of them chose to do theirs on, to put it simply, pretty privilege. They specifically pointed to 2 papers that suggested that female students get overscored in assessments. The other guys in the group snickered, and one even gave me a wink. Afterwards, I heard them in the hallway joking they had experience with that themselves. I've been seeing a PhD student within our department for a month. He has literally nothing to do with our course. We ran into one of my course mates, A, together. The next day in class, his friend B asked me if my boyfriend helps him with the exams. But what the fuck is this terrible place you're going to? He said this intentionally loudly in front of the professor, who heard this. I replied, I don't have a boyfriend because he's not my boyfriend. But then B pointed out he had run into me with the PhD student, making a point to say his name. The professor knows him. I just replied that we're only friends. They didn't let up. I heard they discussed this thing in 2 more classes, in earshot of the professors. So she's seeing a PhD student. So she's has a relationship with a PhD student. Okay. Both times they suggested I got help for my exams. Like, you're supposed to get help for your exams. You're supposed to ask questions. You're supposed to see people in the department. You're supposed to talk with people in the department, dude. What are you doing? Oh, that's so not true. That's so not true, James Wolfe. You are a handsome man. That is so not true. How dare you? How dare you? They didn't let up. I heard they discussed this thing in 2 more classes in earshot of professors. Both times they suggested I got help for my exams. I wasn't even seeing them then. I didn't confront them, but this has been causing me so much anxiety. Yeah, probably. But what kind of idiot, like, oh, they saw somebody and got help with their subject course from somebody else in the department. Well, yeah. What? What weird university are we looking in where if you get help for your exams, you're doing something wrong? Don't these guys go and talk to their professor and say, "Hey, I'm having a problem with this area. I need help with this." That's what they're frigging there for. That's why they're there. I okay. I didn't want to confront this concept. Okay, yeah, no, I can see why it's causing you anxiety. I worked hard to get here. Yeah, you did. It sounds like just jealousy to me. These guys are just jealous. Like they're just jealous, and there is this toxic masculinity idea of I have to be number one no matter who it harms and what kind of fallout it causes. And it's not good. It's not good at all. Um like when you go outside of university and you're going into the corporate world or somewhere in engineering or something like that, they're not looking for people that are um basically number one at all costs kind of thing. What they're actually looking for is team players, people that can work with other people, because that's how you get results. Like there's a reason why in a lot of the high level courses that sort of high level students do, they have study groups, and there's a reason why study groups work. It's because people all help one another. Don't be this type of person to sort of go, well, I've got to make it on my own, and I'm not going to help anybody, they don't deserve my help. It's the whole idea of a study group is that you all help one another. And um, even if you know nothing that like just say you know nothing and somebody else knows everything, they're going to learn more by teaching you. The whole idea of a study group, everybody is benefited no matter what their level is like. And this, I really feel for this girl because she probably worked her ass off, like just worked so hard, and basically she's been told, oh, she slept her way to the top. This is weird because this is kind of 80s stuff. It really is. I raised this issue with my supervisor without the intention of taking it further. Yeah, just wanted advice. Advice as a woman in academia. Yeah, sure. No, totally fair. She convinced me to let her email their supervisors to remind them of proper conduct. Yes, that is against university conduct. You cannot you cannot go round discussing somebody's a peer, which if you're a student, students are your peers, and sort of encouraging the faculty to discuss somebody's love life or their personal life, and to suggest that somebody did well in an exam because of some personal attribute rather than the work that they've done is just like in an exam you don't get access to that. You say, oh, they had help from somebody. Not in the exam, they didn't, unless they smuggled in a phone and was talking to them in the exam. They didn't get help from that person in the exam. So I don't know what these little kids are just toxic and jealous and angry that somebody beat them. Grow up. Like, grow up. She convinced me like the email supervisors and described their treatment of an unnamed female student. Yeah, that's not really going to hide your identity if they know what they've been doing. But I don't see why you have to hide your identity. She didn't name me, but they figured it out. Of course they did, because they knew they were treating you. They confronted me after class. No, no, and asked why I would report their silly joke. No, it wasn't a silly joke. It was intimidation and sexism and harassment is what it was. Silly joke. That's not a if you're going around spreading rumors and telling people and making jokes um making jokes about a peer's professional misconduct, that isn't a silly joke anymore. Yeah. Inside information on the exam, but everyone has inside. Yeah, it's called absolutely, Stilet. Absolutely. And if you do exams, they will give you like you can even look up exams from previous years. Like you can do that. You can look up the previous exams. This is a thing you can do because they're fine with you as long as you know the subject material. They don't really care if you where you get that knowledge from. Like they don't care. An exam is there to test the knowledge that you have, not where you got the knowledge from. If you get it from fellow students, that's fine. If you learn it from the coursework, that's fine. If you learn it from a PhD who used to be in the or is in the department, that's fine. If you learn it from the lecturer, that's fine. If you learn it from your tutorial your tutorial organizer, that's fine. They don't care. The whole idea is to learn. If you learn it from books, that's fine. It doesn't matter. If you're paying somebody for answers to the test, that's a bit different, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about she just learnt the subject matter. That's all that they're interested in. Apparently, the supervisors are now very cold towards them and less interested in helping. It's not a formal complaint, only the supervisors know, but one of them, C, said his supervisor writes the reports for his financial aid scholarship, and it was my fault he lost out on that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, your misconduct wasn't the thing. That wasn't the thing. It was your fault because you reported the harassment and wow. Wow. That's just wrong. Is it inappropriate? Is it inappropriate to say facetious, obviously sincere way? It's just because you're pretty. Yeah, it's inappropriate. Yeah, absolutely. So the question is, James, why isn't this happening? Like, why aren't guys getting this when a female teacher gives them a good grade? Right? Why doesn't the opposite way around happen? Like, why can't we say, hey, it's only because that guy is handsome or whatever? And would that be wrong as well? Absolutely, it would be wrong as well. Um, yeah, I agree. I agree, Crystal. It's inappropriate. It implies she did. Well, it doesn't just imply it; it outright states it that she didn't earn it on her own merit. Look, it's kind of like, yeah, Hermione is irritating. I gotcha. But that doesn't mean you go round and say that, she slept with Professor Snape or something. Like, come on now. Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure about gross misconduct, but definitely breach of the academic, academic conduct. Definitely. Yeah, slander is harmful to people. Yeah, absolutely. You shouldn't be making that crap up. This is something that could follow her into her working life. So it's absolutely unacceptable. Unacceptable. It's not cool. Like, and they're bullying her. Let's face it, this is just bullying because and why? Because like, okay, so here's another way you could do this. If she knows these guys, they could say, "Hey, you did really well. Can we study with you?" Right? Do you mind helping us? Can we form a study group? You have an opportunity here for somebody who seems to have the knowledge that you want. Why are you ostracizing that person? Why aren't you giving them the all of the push and the motivation to help you out? What's wrong with these people? I think some people just go into university in sort of a high school attitude kind of thing, like, I'm the best, I've got to win. I'm competitive. Um, I've got to be the one to win, and it depends on what your idea of winning is. Really, are they going to win by this? No, no, because you're sacrificing your integrity for something so trivial. Your integrity, your professional integrity, sells for so little, like so little. Is it really worth it? Is this worth your professional integrity? Hmm. Oh, no doubt they'd be him. No, no doubt, no doubt, absolutely. Yeah. No, I get you. But I think that personal responsibility, you've got to take personal responsibility. Get good grades, yeah. And I'm going to say definitely not morally bankrupt in the slightest. Absolutely not. In fact, it's these guys are the morally bankrupt ones. I wonder if she's in a STEM field. I've found that this happens a lot in STEM fields. If you don't know, there was a famous posting where someone who worked in an engineering field, she was complaining that she was treated like dirt by everybody. Like nobody wanted her to work on her stuff. It was always, can you get somebody else? It was just horrible kind of thing. And a male colleague went, "No, that's ridiculous. It's not because you're a woman. It's fine," kind of thing. So they agreed to swap email addresses. So she would answer the emails as John Smith or whatever his name was, and he would answer the emails as her. And she got so many compliments on her work and her professionalism and all this stuff, and was treated absolutely differently. And he said this was the worst time I've ever had, like that nobody wanted his help, everybody treated him like trash. There is a underlying idea that women can't do STEM, and it is so wrong and so egregiously wrong. That has to change. That has to change, because we are limiting ourselves in our ideas and our thinking when we basically say women can't do STEM. It's wrong. It's wrong. There's been, like, Mary Curie was a woman, and she is the only person, not just woman, only person to ever win two Nobel Prizes in different categories. She won them in physics and chemistry, I think it was. So this has got to end, because some of the greatest thinkers of our history have been women. Like, stop. Put women in STEM. It's nothing but good. So yeah, but I've got to. I mean, yeah. Did your boyfriend help you with the exams? Yeah, I'd say something like, "Did your boyfriend help you with yours?" Like, screw you, man. Seriously, that's none of your business. B, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Not the asshole at all. Do not rent. Yeah, yeah, they deserve works. They're not jokes. This is harassment. Yes, they're also so intimidated by you they cannot cope. Do not do a presentation on whale might privilege. I believe their stupid little boyfriend. Edit. Your friend sucks. In your presentation, you can add info about any of the hidden figures, such as women in the history of your field and the work that they take credit for. For everyone boo-hooing in the comments, I assume they were white men. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Yeah, yeah. This is the thing. Victim blaming. He loses scholarship, it's because of his actions. Absolutely. That is something that we have to address, is that people will victim blame. They will harass somebody or attack somebody, or cause them grief, or cause them harm, and then blame the victim for it. No, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You made me. You made me do this. No, nobody made you do that. Nobody did. You did it. People angry because they were caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Oh, you dobbed me in. Yeah, and I'd do it again. You are the one doing this action. Don't blame me for reporting it because it's wrong. Um, when I was in high school, I used to suffer a lot of that. I used to, I would get bullied and picked on and beaten up and not report them because I would be the one that was. So there's in this thing in Australia, like you're dobbing someone in, you're reporting on somebody, you're 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 a snitch, I guess is the word kind of thing. Um, that's not cool. Like you're the one doing something wrong. Don't blame me for taking action against it. Like that's so wrong. So wrong. Yeah, no, I hear you, Big Bad Mama. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it and lots of love. But it's the mentality that people can get into, and we see it all the time in things like horrible domestic violence where it's you know you shouldn't have told anybody. It's your fault. I'm going to prison. No, no, it's not your fault. It's their actions. Don't ever think that reporting something is the wrong thing to do because of what it causes. Um, it's their fault that they did the actions, and it breaks my heart to see, you know, women say, "Oh, I can't report that. He'll go to jail." It's like, well, that's not your fault. Yeah, absolutely, Nanalu. It's not your fault. Absolutely. Um, or a presentation on sexual harassment. Yeah, I mean, it's harassment. I don't know if it's sexual harassment. It kind of is because they're asking about her love life, which is none of their business. Do not relent. You know what? I don't know why. I don't know why guys can't handle women that are smarter than them. I think smart women are amazing. Don't don't be intimidated. Why are you intimidated? Like, why are you intimidated by a woman that's smarter than you, but not a guy that's smarter than you? It's weird. It's very strange. He hasn't even lost his scholarship yet. Yeah, might do though. I mean that's sort of misconduct. To be honest with you, I think that this woman has actually not um not really taken very drastic action. It sounds like the action has been very light, and that's by her choice. She could be a real, really, really harsh about this to them. If she pushed, she could probably get some sort of disciplinary action against them above just their supervisors being told, right? Like some actual academic action, sort of, conduct action. Um, Yeah, everyone's saying not the asshole. Absolutely. And hey, maybe if they do have to lose their scholarship and they have a hard time. Oh, hello, Simos. Lovely to see you, mate. Much love, buddy. And love to everybody else. Look, if you're doing your best and you have to get help from somewhere, anywhere in a university degree, don't be ashamed of that. Don't make excuses for it. Unis are hard. It's hard work. You can't just go through it by yourself and expect to come out on top. The amount of help I've got from tutorials and tutors and lecturers and other students and people higher up in the amount of help I got from other people was incredible. Like nobody goes through a uni degree on their own, not talking to anybody, not sort of getting help with things, not like getting previous exams and doing them and getting help. Hello, KM and Tux. Good to see you. Nobody goes through a degree like that. It's, yeah, high school might have been, hey, I'm going to work just for myself and for my, group of friends, and I can just do good by myself. That's not what uni is like. University is a collaborative effort. Everybody works together. Like, you can't get through uni as an island. It doesn't work. Um, I'm an old woman that had no resources back when I was in college and experienced this same thing. I would report again and again and again so they keep their remarks and interaction to themselves. Yeah, and there's something to be said about your academic integrity. You're standing up for your integrity. It is not appropriate, and definitely, definitely not something they should be doing. Yeah. Well, chat says not the arsehole. Uh, you're gonna go live? Yeah, no, that's fine, Tux. No, I'm not going 3 hours, mate. I'm probably gonna go for an hour and a half, maybe two, and then we'll raid you. We will raid you. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for the Mark raid. Look, I really want to use that term more. Mark raid is so good. You can thank Bree for that one. I am doing well, Madman. I hope you're doing well as well. I really do. Um, I had a bit of a hard day yesterday, like sort of dealing with that room. I don't know if you were here earlier, but I sort of went into Praise's room yesterday, and it was hard. It was that level of toxicity is hard to be in. So I think I might hold off, like, sort of stay away from Praise's room for a while. But like the level is, whew, yeah. People are mad about this one. Yeah, so Reddit's mad. I don't blame them. I'm kind of mad too. This is supposed to be Oh, excuse me. This is supposed to be in a prestigious university. It doesn't sound too prestigious. I suppose in a prestigious university, or highly prestigious university, sorry, you're going to get sort of you know, these kind of privileged kids kind of thing. But damn, damn. Yeah, oh, Kata, this one was something else. Like, seriously. It was sorry, Madman. I do apologize. It can be. Um, this one was something else. Well, Paul Cavendish turned up, and I always love Paul. He's always so calm and collected. I adore Paul. Um, he's great. Oh, hello, Hill Hugger. Thank you so much, buddy. Yeah, love you, man. Like, yeah, it was a surprise to make it, but yeah, somehow I got there. Okay, and the poll says, yeah, just one person thinks everyone's wrong. That's fine. I mean, I don't know what she did that's wrong. Maybe by reporting it. Maybe Big Bad Mama thinks that like she should pray and have the Zoroastrian god come down and smite. No, Titan is not in the chat. Don't blame Titan. Titan isn't here. How dare you? How dare you? Nice. All right. Well, that's the first one done. That was cool. Yeah, I just do you guys think that women are raised, and there is an underlying current of women shouldn't complain when that kind of thing goes on, kind of thing? I think there is. I think to a degree there is. Like, it's not a hard and fast thing, but I think that to a degree, women do not report stuff as much as they probably should or ought to. At the same time, I think that men don't report, how they feel enough, kind of thing. I think sort of the toxic masculinity also harms men, in that they can't say, "Hey, I feel sad," or "I feel upset," or "I feel confused or scared." As a man, you're not allowed to say, "Hey, I'm scared of this," or "I'm scared of that," and it's something that has to be broken. It has to change. because the level of suicide among men, especially young men, and especially young men in country areas where being tough and brave and sort of like a rock is is um, yeah, it's killing people. You've got to be able to articulate negative feelings, and it doesn't make you any less of a man to be scared, to be upset, to be afraid, to be sad. um Anger is sometimes the only thing. Yeah, well, don't, Simos, it's perfectly fine, and I know you're just joking. Absolutely no, big bad mama, absolutely. Absolutely. But at the same time, a lot of men don't don't report sexual harassment. When they've been abused, when they've had domestic violence against them, a lot of men are afraid to do that and feel like they'll be judged. Feel like that they are somehow less of a man if they've been abused by a woman. That does happen as well, and I've met quite a few men who have been at the end of some sort of some sort of abuse, sexual abuse, and they haven't reported it because they're afraid of being seen as, not a man, or not capable, or one of these things. And that's got to change as well. I think that it's slowly changing, but it can't come soon enough. Right, right. Feel like they won't be believed. Yeah, absolutely, Simos. Absolutely. That a man can't have that happen to them because they always want, sex in some way. And it's just so wrong. It's so wrong. Um, so yeah, I think that there's a lot of sort of, acceptance that needs to be done. And I'm not entirely saying, hey, men are the problem. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that society has certain expectations of both men and women, and we really have to review what those expectations are, and accept people for their feelings and for their words, and the things that they say has happened. What's a gooner? I have no idea. What is a gooner, James? You've got to explain that in the chat. Anyway, I'll move on to the next one. I'm sorry to get sidetracked. It's something I feel really strongly about, and mostly because when I was in high school, it was sort of, you had all of these expectations of, hey, I'm not supposed to show that I'm hurting. I'm not supposed to tell anybody that I'm being abused. I'm not supposed to tell anybody about this. And the amount of psychological damage it does is incredible, like incredible. Oh, an Arsenal fan. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I don't sports ball. I really don't. You know what? The only sport I really watch. The only sport that I really watch and I really love is Battle Bots. Has anyone seen Battle Bots? Like, does anyone watch Battle Bots? I think Battle Bots is great. I love Battle Bots. I think it's awesome. So yeah, if there's any Battle Bots fans out there, if you like seeing robots like ripping pieces off one another, check out Battle. It's actually like, it's the most brutal sport that doesn't include any human being harmed in any way whatsoever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is really important, Madman. Absolutely, less people get away with it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right. See, Madman agrees with me. There you go. Absolutely, absolutely. Battle Bots for the win. If you haven't seen it, Tombstone and Ice Wave. Yeah, yep, yep. No, no, no. Get out of here, Simos. Robot Wars is terrible. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay. Am I the asshole for not sharing my toys? Is that toys as in toys? Are we talking about toys with my best friend's daughter? Uh Toys like Are we talking sex toys? Minotaur is fantastic. I love Witch Doctor. I don't know why, just their aesthetic, the multiple iterations of them, and I love Tantrum. Has anyone seen Tantrum? It's got a yeah, no, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought, Madman. And then I'm like, well, yeah, that's not weird at all. No, you're not an asshole. That's just normal, right? Why would you share your sex toys with? Okay. Tantrum has a drum spinner that is kept in the center of the bot, and when it attacks, it has a punch that punches the drum spinner like forward, basically. And Tantrum does these hits that you simply do not expect out of a bot with its sized weapon, because it's using it's got a really fast motor. It's using the momentum of it going forward with the spinning of the drum, with the punch of its actuator pushing it forward to do these insane hits that you would never expect from it. Like it's amazing, absolutely amazing, really incredible. Check out Tantrum sometime. Absolutely, I adore the engineering. All of the engineering of that bot is designed to like throw these insanely hard hits you would never expect from it. Really cool, really cool. Okay, so my 31 best friend Riley. So my 31, okay, she's 31. Riley recently got a part-time job after several years of staying home with her daughter Ella, 6 female. She and her husband Joe, 34 male, haven't been able to get childcare situation totally sorted out and needed a babysitter last Saturday. So I agreed to watch Ella for the day while Riley was at work. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. Toys are not for sharing. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's no, no, no. There's some things like it'd be like sharing a toothbrush, right? That's how I'd feel. Like, no, I'm not sharing my toothbrush. Like you can clean it all you want afterwards. I'm still not sharing it. Like, no, there's just some things you don't share. It just no. I've been the sort of cool aunt ever since Ella was born. I typically will bring small gifts or activities whenever I know that I'll be seeing her, which isn't that often. Ella is smart and engaged kids, and I like to give her things that will interest and keep her occupied. Okay, so it's not really toys like those kind of toys, because Ella is 6. So that would be a bad aunt. So no, 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 no. One important piece of information here is that I'm a very crafty person. Cool. Would you share your look reluctantly, very reluctantly? I think we would have to be in a situation like we go overseas, something she forgets her toothbrush, and even then, like it would only be if she couldn't like buy another one, kind of thing. I think very reluctantly, James, like insanely reluctantly. I think we'd have to be somewhere like maybe camping or something, right? And she's forgotten her toothbrush, and that's the only way she can brush her teeth. That's probably the only circumstance. Um, like if she accidentally used it, yes, I wouldn't mind that much. I just, I don't think I'd happily do it. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know what? At the same time, I wouldn't get mad if she accidentally used my toothbrush or something. It'd be like, well. Do you share your unbrummed deodorant with your neighbor? Are we talking roll on or spray, Big Bad Mama? Because that's important. That's an important question. Are we talking roll on or spray? Okay. We're getting old. Like instead of sharing a toothbrush, we're getting primitive stuff. Cool. I have a small online store and also work with local businesses for selling and distributing small batches of my product, hand painted wooden figurines. I thought it might be fun to introduce Ella to my hobby business, so I ended up bringing 10 unpainted figures to choose from, a few tubes of acrylic paint, and some paintbrushes. Okay, okay. Get her into miniatures at a young age. Get her into you know get her into Warhammer miniatures at an early age. We immediately got to work, and Ella was so into it. Of course she was. She had an absolute blast painting her turtle figurine. But when it came time for me to leave, I started packing up all my supplies, and Ella became visibly upset. Riley insists that I leave the supplies behind so Ella could keep and play with them. I disagreed and basically said I had no obligation to give away any of my belongings. Well, yeah. I personally feel like I was more than generous by babysitting Ella on my day off. I do have a regular 9 to 5 job as well and providing a fun activity for her. Riley pointed out that I have a pretty large stock of items at home, which is true, but still letting Ella keep supplies and figures would have been a loss in profit for my business. Ella cried when I didn't let her keep any of the stuff, and Riley argued that I should never have point toys over if I wasn't willing to let Ella keep. Okay, so the toys is actually paints and miniatures or figurines. Now Riley hasn't been responding to any of messages or calls. I can only assume she's still angry over this whole thing. I thought I was doing something nice by babysitting and provide a fun activity. Am I the asshole for not letting Ella keep? Not really. I don't think so. Oh, have a good dinner, Madman. Good to see you, mate. Really good to see you. Um, Not really. I think yeah, yeah, Riley should have offered to buy the supplies. Yeah, yeah. Or you could just explain to your daughter, listen, honey, we will get you some paints, next time we're down the store tomorrow or whatever. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm not a parent, so I can't say for sure, but I think you've got to be able to say to your kids, "Hey, I know you want this now, but we just have to wait a bit." That whole expectation thing. Oh, hello, the lovely and beautiful Bree. How you doing, Bree? I really was thinking of you yesterday, dealing with some very assholey Christians. So, um, oh, well, obviously. I mean, we don't even have to say that, Brie. That's implicit, when we're blaming anybody. Just clarifying, I did complete the one turtle teeth figurine that she painted herself. Everything I took back home with me. Yeah, I don't think you're being an asshole. Praise the Lord, all Christians stink to you. That's like one of the weirdest sentences I've ever seen. Like seriously. Yeah, that's a weird one. That's a weird one. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but yeah. Okay. Poll, and then yeah. What do you think? Should she have left something? Should she have left, some paints so she could just paint something else, or I don't think she's obliged to. I mean, I think it would be nice of her to, but like if she's running a business and it's part of her business kind of thing, or if she just needs those supplies for her business. Um, Toys. Yeah, I totally took a complete different tact of what toys in quotation marks is. Intelligence is not your strong point. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it that that's the case. I hope you had a good class, Pat. Yeah, we're just going through. Somebody went to a friend's place, took some paints and figurines for them to play with, for their 6-year-old to play with. The 6-year-old kicked up a stink when she took all of the stuff back and the mother wanted her to leave it. But it is her work stuff, so she basically said no. And is she an asshole for not leaving stuff for her friend's kid? Is that a summation? That's a summation. Yeah, watch out. There are mods in the chat, I believe. So you might want to sort of reconsider. Oh yeah, there's a lot of mods, and in fact, the chat is mostly mods. Is mostly mods. Okay, don't tell Big Bad Mama to be silent. That's not cool. People don't follow your orders here. People don't follow your orders here. You have no privileges here. Sorry. It's just the way it is. Well, you may not care. Some people do care, you know. We were just sort of discussing where privilege gets off telling people what to do and how they achieve. Yeah, this Riley start dismantling the swings when she leaves the playground. Yeah, but that sort of logical basis doesn't occur to kids. I think you've got to sort of be more reassuring that hey, you're going to get toys and um, figurines to paint if you love it so much. Um, um, you just have to wait a little bit. That's all. This is the thing. Like you have to explain to kids that they have to wait. If OP had let her keep the paints, it would have been her fault when the 6-year-old ends up painting something that she shouldn't be. No, I mean you don't know that for sure. You don't know that for sure. Look, she did something like this is kind of a uh, turning point. Like she's obviously discovered something that she really loves. That's good. That's a good thing. But you can't just let her dictate to people that she wants it. The kid has got to understand that um, you can't just have everything you want instantly when you want it. And we all understand, yeah, you really want that. Sure. There's a lot of things I really want. Sometimes you got to wait for it. That's it. You know, you know, Brie wants 1,000 subscribers, and she deserves 1,000 subscribers, but she's got to wait for it. That's what life is like sometimes. And if you're not subscribed to Brie, go over to Hive Science because she does excellent content on bugs and animals and science and things like that. Just awesome. And cryptids, Bigfoots and chupacabras and just all kinds of zany stuff that's so entertaining. So if you're not subscribed to Brie, Hive Science Brie is fantastic. She does such good work. Um, Look, I'll be perfectly honest with you. She deserves 1,000 subscribers, way more than me. Yeah, absolutely, Big Bird Mama deserves 100,000. But sometimes, things in life, you just can't have everything you want right away. It just that's life. Sometimes you need to be patient. Comment on this sub, give me life, purpose, and life. Okay, well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, yeah, I'm kind of thinking not morally bankrupt at all. Oh, thanks, Simos. Yeah, I was going to grab that, but thank you so much, mate. Thank you. I know it is, and it needs to be there. He'd love toys that are new to them. Look, it could be that she has found painting to be her raison d'être. Is it raison d'être? The purpose for life? Um, and that's fine. Look, yeah, yeah, yeah. Big Bad Mama deserves 1K as well. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But both of these people, Hive Science and Big Bad Mama, are way better at editing and YouTube than I am. It's almost criminal. Um, so because uh, Bree is a woman and better than me at something, I've then got to say, hey, it's only because of how pretty she is. That's apparently what I'm supposed to do as a man these days, is say, hey, the only reason she's better than me is because she's pretty. That's all. That's apparently what we're doing now for some reason. I think you missed that one, Brie. It was like a girl in university who was basically being harassed because the guys were saying, "Hey, she only got good grades because she was pretty," and I found huge exception with that. Huge exception with that. Ella didn't beg me to let her keep the supplies or anything. As she was packing up, she just looked confused and asked why I was taking those things back with me. I do feel bad because she obviously misunderstood and thought I'd be leaving them there for her. She started to get teary eyed and eventually started to cry while her mother and I discussed it further. It wasn't an entitled or bratty cry. It was more like a disappointed 6-year old that wasn't able to hold back tears. Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay. Like, we get that. That's all right. You don't say, "Hey, stop crying," or anything. You say, "Yeah, no, I know it's sad that you can't play with them at the moment, but if you just wait, we'll get a whole bunch of things for you to do." And why blame the person for it? Just, yeah, kids cry all the time. Yeah, and I think you have to say it's okay to be sad that you don't get these things. Yeah, I'm sad because I don't get a lot of things. Like, come on now. Oh, dude, why do you have to be so nasty about things? Do you think Simos deserves to be tortured? Wow. Well, we're in a stream that's sort of examining the morality and well-being of people. Like, do you think that brings a lot of well-being to people? Do you think that causes a lot of good in the world, or do you think it causes a lot of grief and hurt and people upset? Like, what do you what do you what do you expect that to come of this? Do you think you're going to convince people by threatening them, and do you think you're going to make a better world by threatening people? I'm not sure what your threats are going to achieve. It just seems like introducing a lot of grief and hate into the world, and I don't know why you'd do that. Isn't there enough already? Do you really want to contribute to that? Okay, okay. Well, I'm a man for the people, especially when that person is Brie. Oh, I've already got a poll going. All right, I'm silly. Uh, um, so now I've got to think up 4 responses that people might want to vote for. Um, I'm drawing upon my Cards Against Humanity kind of stuff here, right? Like that does look like a Cards Against Humanity thing, right? Oh, that's a good one, Wilberforce. Yeah, yeah. There we go. Love you, Bree. You asked for a poll. I give a poll. Yeah, monoliths. Which particular monolith? Well, we can't have monolith, Pat, because as soon as somebody puts a monolith out in the middle of nowhere, Christians come steal it and put a cross in its place. Apparently that's what we're doing now. You know what? I like the idea of that monolith. Well, it wasn't really a monolith; it was more an obelisk, right? That steel obelisk out in the middle of like Arizona or something. It was just a steel obelisk that nobody knows where it came from. Nobody claimed to have put it there. It was just somebody put it up for just let people wonder why it's there. I loved the idea of that. I thought it was wonderful. What is the world's largest monolith, Pat? World's largest monolith. Do you know? I think I know. I'm going to check if I'm right. Yep, I'm right. Good. Good, 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 good. I like being right. If you haven't noticed about me already, I like being right. If you missed that somehow. Yeah, everyone's sort of saying not the arsehole. Yeah, their art supplies are expensive and they're not toys. Yeah. Yeah, but why should you be paying? Praise the Lord, your destruction is near. God will never forgive you, so why should I care if your soul is tortured forever? Well, because we're all humans. I don't think you're right though. I think it's all wrong. That poll is going. Oh, man-made or natural. Oh, okay, okay. So the world's biggest monolith is called Uluru. It is Ayers Rock in the center of Australia, which is the only reason why I know about it. Because it's in Australia. Because my world ends at the borders of Australia, basically. No, no. There's natural monoliths that are older. Natural monoliths are older. Uluru, Uluru. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Like the Australian Aboriginals knew about Uluru for you know 40,000 years, and then Air, who's a white guy, comes along and says, "Yeah, I discovered it." Oh, yeah, sure you did, mate. Like nobody else knew about it, even though it was sacred to the Australian Aboriginals. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you discovered it, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she let the keep the one she. Okay, so that name, Master Wood Handler, I I realize she paints wooden stuff, and that's probably like she makes and paints wooden figurines, but that's hilarious. I gotta say that's good. That's good. Yeah, yeah. So it's a single stone. Yeah. Um. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Megalith. Yep, yep. So the what am I thinking of? Stonehenge is all monoliths. They're all single stones, basically, which is amazing place. Amazing place, but nothing magical about it. Like seriously, I enjoy spending. This is the first time I visit. Yeah, no, I'm thinking not the asshole too. Ball's Pyramid. Oh, come on now. Ball's Pyramid. Uh, it's just part of a shield volcano. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it's kind of trippy, isn't it? Lord Howe Island, apparently. Yeah, so just so you can see what I'm seeing, I guess. Do I have that? No, uh, I'm getting. Um, I'm not sure if that's coming up. No, it's certainly not. All right. Well, yeah, yeah, you're right. But each rock that is on there is a monolith. Yeah, yeah. How did my poll go? How did the poll go? What'd you vote? And okay, so Christ brings an obscene amount of weed. There you go. There you go. The people have spoken. Christ does not bring a sword. You know what? I'd be a lot cooler with Christ bringing an obscene amount of weed, right? If Christ's coming back, bring some ganja. You know, that's I would be more on board with that Christ, right? I had it. Oh. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Wilberforce. If he loved us, he would bring us. He would bring us some doobage. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, I'll probably do one more. How am I for time? Yeah, I'll do one more, and then you can all gate crash Tux's stream and give him a hard time because yeah, why not? Um, Largest freestanding rock in America is in Landers, California, and the site of many UFO enthusiasts. In February 2000, the rock split without explanation, fulfilling an ancient native prophecy. Okay, so the native gods are right. I don't. Yeah, all right. Well, or somebody knew about the prophecy and split the rock with some industrial equipment or something, maybe. Largest freestanding rock. Giant rock. Um, Giant rock. The Native Americans of Joshua Tree consider it to be sacred. Frank Kritzer moved to giant rock inspired by desert tortoises that dig holes in which to cool themselves. Kritzer dug out a home on the north side of the rock using dynamite. Um, Kritzer built an ancient. Yeah, I don't think that's mysterious if someone uses dynamite to blow a hole in it. Oh, here we go. Kritzer perished in a self-detonated dynamite explosion in his underground rooms in 1942 while being investigated by local police. Okay, well, this has taken a weird turn. In early 2000, giant rock fractured in two, revealing an interior of white granite. The exterior surface of the rock is partially covered in graffiti. Could that be maybe because of the dynamite? Just saying. Just saying. You know, could be because someone blew it up with dynamite and it was weakened. Yeah. All right, we'll do one more. Am I the asshole for not adopting my dying friend's best friend's dog and buying a puppy from a breeder instead? Oh, ooh, ooh. That's your best friend. What happened to the dog? I'm buying a puppy from. Okay. My best friend is dying of cancer. He could pass away at any moment. Today I was visiting and showed him a picture of the giant shepherd puppy I put a security deposit on. It'll be ready to take home in 4 weeks. I've always wanted a German shepherd puppy. Guess what? It's not going to remain a puppy, dude. Hate to break it to you. So I was excited to show him the pictures, and I thought maybe the pictures would bring him at least a moment of joy, if the moment was fleeting. But instead of sharing my excitement, things became awkward. After a few minutes of awkwardness, I asked him what was wrong. I was blindsided by his response. He said that his cousin, who was supposed to take his 2-year-old pug named Horace, could no longer take him, and I could save a lot of money by taking his dog. I looked over at Horace and he looked back at me. Well, he tried to look at me, but he's got one wandering eye that is pretty much always looking towards the ceiling. I could feel his glare with his good eye too, though. Okay, well, I mean, it's a pug. Yeah. I mean, are you an arsehole if you're a shitty best friend? I, I think like all of these, the like context is king or queen or monarch of your choice. Like seriously, like it depends why. If you really hate pugs, I kind of get it. Um, yeah, that's kind of yeah. Wilberforce does have a point. If you contribute to puppy mills, you're the answer. We don't know this is a puppy mill, but um, yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from. Horace is not a good dog. This is not being me being an arsehole. This is simply me knowing Horace. He's a little shit, and on top of that, he shits in the house and he tears stuff up. He's always yapping. He's always wanting something. He doesn't even know what he wants. He's literally just wants to want something non-stop. He was never properly trained. Overall, I'm not a fan of the pug dog breed. Their faces look like it's been hit with a shovel. That is true. That is 100% true. They are always gasping for air with their old eyes bulged out as if they are stranded without a space helmet in the Martian atmosphere. I told my friend no thank you, but I'll try to help you find him a good home. Really, he says, are you frigging kidding me? You've known Horace since he was a puppy. I know, that's why I don't want him. He's just not a good dog. Wow, you are such an asshole, my friend says. So am I? No, not really. No, no. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and pugs require a lot of upkeep and everything like that. They get um hmm like if you know that you're like taking on a dog is a major commitment, and if you can't love the dog you're taking on, then you shouldn't take it on. Like if you can't love that dog as a member of your family and you know you can't, even though you want to, you probably shouldn't take it on. Like I get that you love your friend, but um no matter what the dog is, the dog could be like a mastiff or a poodle or any dog, right? If you don't think you can bring that dog into your family and treat it like a member of your family and really love that dog, it's not the best for the dog either. It's not the best for you. It's not the best for your family. It's not the best for the dog. It's not even the best for the guy that's dying. He is a lot better having a home where that dog is loved. And are you an asshole for being honest and saying, hey, I don't like that dog. I cannot love that dog as a member of my family? I realize you love the dog, but I don't. I think he's actually doing the best thing for everyone, the well being of everyone. I think sort of saying, "Hey, I'm going to find you people that love this dog, love pugs, adore them." You know, there's plenty of people out there who adore pugs. They just love them. I mean, I don't get it, but cool. There's plenty of people out there that do, and that's fine. That's great. You'll be able to find somebody who will adore this dog and give it the love that dogs need. I don't think he's being an asshole for being honest with his feelings about it. um, he may be aware that um, Um, he can't love this dog, and that's fine. I'm glad that he's at least honest and open. Should he lie to his friend? No, no. That's not the best for the friend. Should he lie to him and say, "Hey, I'm going to take him in and find him another home"? Now that would be an asshole. Just lying to your friend so to placate him. Yeah, that would be an asshole move. But just sort of saying, "Hey, I can't." I don't think so. But more than welcome to disagree. Oh, Jay, why do you have to rattle that cage, Jay? I mean, it's wonderful to see you, but you're rattling the. Don't you know Christ brings a sword and not an obscene bag of weed? Like and you might think that Christ would bring an obscene amount of weed, and you would be wrong. Apparently, don't you know that Christ is going to put you in hell and torture you for eternity because he loves you? George Carlin. He loves you so much he's going to torture you if you don't believe in him. Did you know that, Jay Pasick? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? I can't spell. What's wrong with me? Why can't I spell? I was like, guys, uh, oh yeah, no, you're right, Jay. What is this? I studied everything he wrote. He explains how to build a flying saucer and a time machine. His theories are quite interesting. Do you have a time machine? Do you have a time machine? Do you have a time machine? Go back 10 minutes and tell me that my head is shiny. Do it. Oh, didn't happen. Oh dear. I don't think you have a time machine. I don't think so. The time machine was for age reduction. You walk in one side and come out the other, looking and feeling in your 20s. Is this like a massive bag of meth? Is that the time machine? Is that the time machine? Are you on meth? Is that the time machine? It like Trash would have seen him out. Yeah, absolutely Wilberforce. Oh, hey Titan. Love you, man. I'm afraid Scraps is going to have to be shot. No, look, that's wow, Simos. Simos. Look, and his friend isn't dead yet. Maybe he's in like palliative. So maybe. Look up George Van Tassel. Well, I'm a sucker for punishment. And I listen to somebody who threatens violence against me. He's dead. He's dead. He died in 67, at 67 in 1978. His time machine didn't work. No, his time machine did. He died. How could he be looking and being like feeling 20 if he died? That year, according to Van Tassel, the occupant of a spaceship from the planet Venus woke him up, invited him on board his spaceship, and both verbally and telepathically and sexually gave him a technique for rejuvenating the human body. In 1954, Von Tassel and the others began building what they called the Integratoron to perform the Rejuvenatoron. According to Van Tassel, the Integratoron sounds like a transformer. An Optimus Prime battled Integratoron was the structure for scientific research into time, anti-gravity, and extending human life. Part of Tesla and blah, blah, blah. Van Tassel described the Interaceron as being created for scientific and spiritual and sexual research with the aim to recharge and rejuvenate people's cells. A time machine. The Integratron was never fully completed due to Van Tassel's sudden death a few weeks before the official opening. Well, ironic. In recent times, some people who visit the unfinished Integratron claim to be rejuvenated by staying there and experiencing sound baths inside, and they still get old and they still die. Van Tassel's book, Road a Flying Saucer. Wow. Wow, that's a trip down some weird stuff. Thank you, Christ Brings a Sword. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know why you think it works, though. Like, why do you think it works? Why do you think he had that knowledge? Both, you're the asshole and not the asshole. Yeah, so everyone's an asshole. Dogs are a commitment. Yeah, yeah. Look, I can't take it up, and I have one coming soon. Yeah, he possibly could have um sort of said it a bit differently. You all right? Well, I know more than you. You're welcome. It's that humility that we get from Christians that's just such overwhelming humility. Like, if you're here for the start, you would have seen me mention this when you go into like Christian rooms, and the humbleness is what strikes you from these special people who have been chosen by the special man in the sky. Yep, it's that humbleness that it just makes you amazed, and you step back with the humbleness. Um, didn't you? It was people from Venus. Didn't you pay attention, Jay? Come on, Jay. Come on. Come on. Oh no, I'm sorry. They weren't people from Venus. They were demons from. I'm sorry, Jay. Look, I'm so sorry. I thought they were aliens, and no, they're demons. Because that's so much more likely. Yeah. Yep. Yep. You should be called Christ Brings a Delusion, quite frankly, because that is just some insane stuff. Like, seriously. I haven't heard anything that insane since last talking to Richard Madsen, quite frankly. But, look, and don't get me wrong, I love Richard. I love Richard. He's an awesome guy. He believes some very strange stuff. Um, Not the asshole, even if he doesn't want the pub. Why should he take it on? Yeah, these Reddit streets are weird as hell when it comes to animals. Yeah, no, I get you. I agree with the OP on the appearance of the dog. Yes, pugs do look like they've been hit with a shovel. That is correct. That is objectively correct. That's because you're not very bright. Yeah, yeah. People say that often when they don't want me to be right. Yeah. I think but mostly like sort of intelligence is overrated. I really do. I think that um, people are smart in their own ways, kind of thing. I think some people are good when it comes to logic. Some people are more creative. I must admit, like my wife and my wife is way more creative than I am. She has that creative sort of intelligence kind of thing. I'm better with logic and stuff like that. Sort of complex systems. She can be creative and do amazing stuff, and I really 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 admire her. I really do. It's something that I can't do. You have plenty of pride, but not so much intelligence. Oh, okay. Yeah, sounds legit. Sounds legit. No pride coming from you, though. Yeah, none there. All humility from the Christians, always. OP is not an asshole for not taking a 2-year-old. Yeah, I kind of agree. I kind of agree. Poor friend, poor dog. Yeah, and you know, perhaps she was given a paint set when she was 6. Mhm. Maybe, maybe. Was I given a paint set when I was 6? I'm sure I played with paints when I was a kid. I'm sure I have. Like I'm sure I played with crayons and paints and stuff like that. Wesley and the most, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I think he can train dogs, but the point is that he doesn't. You shouldn't take a dog that you don't want. No one should ever take a dog that they don't want. And just asking someone to want the dog is I mean it's unrealistic, right? Yeah, and most people seem to be saying, hey, you could have been a bit less blunt with your dying friend. I think that's the only thing. The only thing. Oh, you played with lead paint. Oh, wow. Wow. Just the charitableness and the kindness of Christians just blows me away. Just blows me away. The charity. The charity. I feel loved. It's that Christian love just coming through the screen. Like I said, the next video I'll toss out has got so much Christian love in it. It's just brimming, brimming, just 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 fat, just fat with Christian love. The kind of Christian love where they threaten to torture you. You can't handle the truth. I think I can. I think I can. Yeah, and so people are just outlining in this thing like things that pugs go through. Yeah, they're screwed up, man. They're bred to be a shape that is not good for them, and um, they're also kind of they're breeding stock into stock, which means that they're sort of slightly inbred. So I think the best description of a pug I have ever heard is a evolutionary cul-de-sac. It really is. It's they're not. I mean, they're good dogs. They're not well dogs. Apparently, it's one where people's perceptions of what's best for dog don't. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. Actually, most of the people agree. What's happening with Reddit? They're actually making sense today. What's going on out there? Yes, indeed. The military is really good at making dead men out of us. Well, I mean, it's the military. That's kind of what they do. I'm not sure which military you're talking about. I mean, the Australian military lost a war with emus, so they're not that great. Um, yeah, non sequitur all the way. Yeah, no, I get you, and I don't really want to give Christ Buster Sword or whatever any more sort of space because he's just ranting incoherently. I think I'll close up the thingo and see what you wonderful people think. Poster is in the right. Yeah, don't take on a dog if you don't love it and want to keep it. Doesn't matter the circumstance. If you want a dog and love the dog, great. That's fantastic. If you don't get it. Don't get it to please your kids. Don't get it to, make your life better. Don't get it to repair your marriage. Get the dog because you want the dog. Look, have you met monkeys with mutations? I've met monkeys with mutations, and some of them, woo, some of them, go around with names like Christ brings a sword and talks rubbish about UFOs. Like some of them, wow, 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 wow. Anyway, that will do it for Am I Morally Bankrupt? I've really enjoyed talking to you all. You've been an awesome chat. Like, and I'm so, I don't know, I'm conflicted. I'm so excited at there being super chats and stuff. Like getting my first super chats is amazing and wonderful. And I'll try and sort out the subscriptions things, but I'm really just, I'm not that into it. It is exciting though. It is exciting. I kind of feel like, who would pay money to see me kind of thing. Like I'm not anybody special, but thank you so much for joining me. And these have been fun. These have been fun. I mean, I kind of feel sorry for the guy with cancer, but these have been good. They've been quite entertaining and quite good. So I'm glad that you know we're on the same page on this, or most of us are on the same page. I think it is up to interpretation. I think context is really big, but these things are interesting. And yeah, thank you so much for reminding me, Simos. Don't forget, we're going to go over and raid Tux. Just raid him. Just drop in on him and say Mark raid, and make him feel loved, because Tux is a really good guy. He covers fascinating topics. He doesn't do mindless stuff like me. He he actually he can think, and apparently I am very unintelligent, so I've got no business doing anything. Tux is way smarter, way more handsome, and just better all round. But love you all as always. Please, please, please do be kind to yourself and do be kind to each other. Much love to everybody out there. Oh, thank you, Hill Hugger. You don't need to do that, but I so appreciate it, mate. My first Mark Reed super chat. Yep, your first super chat. It's all happening. It's a weird feeling. It feels surreal, but it's great. It's fantastic. I really appreciate everybody. And the thing is, there's no way I would have gotten to this point without all of you and all of the other creators like Simos and Jay and Titan and Wilberforce and just everybody. Big Bad Mum has been amazing. Bree has offered me so much advice and support, and I never would have made it without everybody around me being supportive and caring and sort of just offering with no expectation of return, just so much, and that's why I love this community. Big Bad Mama sends in a super chat for $2. Thank you so much, Big Bad Mama. Thank you, and thanks for all. Even just sort of your encouragement, your advice. You emailing me and sort of giving me advice. I really, I never would have made it here without you and Hill Hugger and everybody, Jay and everybody. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much, and do take care.